Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Shane. I'm gonna be discussing my views on the Brazil versus Morocco game. Now, was I a bit disappointed slightly? Did I expect more? Perhaps from the Brazilian side, but it is what it is. I'm gonna begin by looking at the lineup. So we're going to look at the formation and the shape and everything. See if I can bring this up so we can all have a look. So for Brazil, we have the Brazilian lineup, which was included Alisson, Douglas Santos, Gabriel Marquinhos, Ibanez, Bruno Guimaraes, Casemiro, Vini Jr., Lucas Paqueta, Rafinha and Igor Thiago playing up front. So this was a 4-2-3-1 formation, and of course we know that Ancelotti is the coach. An attacking formation with your back four, your midfielders, your playmaker in number 20, which was Lucas Paqueta, your striker Igor, and on the wings you had Rafinha and of course Vini on the left. It was, on paper, it's a very good formation, but did it work? It worked a bit, and I'm going to discuss it later down into the video. Let's look at Morocco's formation now. So for Morocco, we have Bonu, Mazraoui, Riyad, Diop, Hakimi, Neil, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name, Bouadi, Ouani, oh gosh, I hope I'm not butchering these people's names, Bilal, Brahim Diaz, and Ismail Saibari. Same formation, 4-2-3-1. So we see that both teams came out with the goal in mind to play attacking football. Nobody was holding back. They had the same formation, same layout, but one seemed to be more dominant than the other. And Morocco, in the first 5 minutes of the entire game, Morocco dominated possession. It's like Brazil could not get out of their half. Brazil just was being held back, and they weren't pressing for the ball. You see, as opposed to last night now for the USA match, they played Paraguay. It was that was on the top. USA pressed so much. They were winning everything. They were winning the second ball. They were winning the headers. They were going for the interception, the cutting passing lanes, man marking, zona marking. It was. They were ready. They played very well. Brazil did not attack the ball. Brazil felt very lax. They felt like it wasn't, I don't know, there was no life in Brazil in the first half that much. Morocco, however, they pressed. I saw Morocco win the second ball, the first ball. Morocco pressed so much, the mistakes that were being made. Casemiro making mistakes, Paqueta making mistake, Guimaraes making mistake, Vini Jr. making mistake. At one point I even thought Vini was on the field. I forgot that Vini was on the field. That's how quiet he was until he wasn't. But the chemistry initially was not really there, and I had discussed that in my first video, that I'm not sure if Ancelotti is going to be able to get that chemistry going immediately, because the squad is not so well versed together. You can put it like that, and they just didn't work. They just did not work. Now, by the 16-minute mark, 18-minute mark is when we saw Brazil start to get a little bit more settled, trying to string 1 and 2 passes together, playing out from the flanks, especially on the left side, because the right back for Brazil was not really that. They had a makeshift right back pretty much in Ibanez, if I hope I remember the name correctly, and Ibanez, I was right, yeah. So he was the makeshift right back, and I don't know. Igor Thiago did not feel like a striker. He felt like he was just more waiting on the ball, to reach him, which I know that some strikers play like that where you wait on the ball up top to catch on the counter, but it didn't feel like, yeah, I don't think he was making enough movements like how Saibari was moving. Hakimi was running up and down that right side, like, well, his right side, which is the left where Vinny's on, and Hakimi was just causing pure havoc. He was just going up and down, up and down. I don't know, that man ran for the full game. He didn't stop running, and that was very good. He pressed, the team pressed, everybody pressed. Everybody in the Moroccan side pressed so much. It was so good. Mazraoui was controlling his area right there on the left hand side. Morocco played well, I'm not gonna lie, and they deserved that goal. The goal that was scored by Sabari in the 21st minute. They deserved that goal so much. I expected that because guess what? They kept attacking. So over time, a goal has to be scored at some point. You keep defending, you keep pulling back, you keep dropping back. So of course, I think eventually somebody will score. Come on, man. You're sitting here trying to absorb the attack and you don't expect them to score? Of course they're going to score. At some point, something is going to give. There's going to be a chink in the armor and it's going to exploit it. Now that pass, I don't remember who gave Saibari the pass. But that pass was, first of all, the vision you have to have to see the pass. That's one. Two, the intelligence you have to drop between the defenders. And I'm going to bring up a screenshot of a screen grab of what it looked like. And then the timing to not be offside, right? So first you have the vision, you have to have the vision. The intelligence to position yourself between those two defenders. The timing to not get offside. And then the finish, which was calm, cool, and collective. You can't not that. Alisson came out. I think Alisson came out too early, honestly. I think if Alisson waited a bit until the ball fell, he would have been able to see it. Because by that time, I think the defenders somebody would have reached him. And then Alisson would have been more I think Alisson would have been in a much more better position if he didn't come out too quick. I think he rushed out way too quickly for that. Yeah. But the goal was good. I'm not taking out the goal from Saibari. It was a very good goal. Well set up. Was very good. It was very good. Now, after that, we could see that, yeah, Morocco was very dominant and just kept going. Now, they had the hydration break and there was a run that I observed by Hakimi. Now, Hakimi is a right back. Hakimi coming up on the flank, cutting into the field. And coming in, and there's nobody attacking him. And it's something I always wonder, why is it that nobody attacks? I realize like it's something I see it in the EPL as well a lot, where players keep backing up. I thought you were supposed to press or go towards the player with the ball, to press them, to allow them, to force them to make a pass, and then inevitably force them to make a mistake. It's like I saw the Brazilian players keep backing up, and Hakimi just came and just got a strike off. How you didn't lock him down? How was he given so much room? There were 5 Brazilians or 4 around him, and he was just had open space in front of him, and everybody just kept backing him. Nobody approached him. Nobody went to press him. I don't get that. Somebody explain that to me, please, in the comments. Somebody let me know. Is that thing to back up now and let the players come towards you with the ball, or what? What is it? I don't know. Let me know. Yeah. Anyway, so that happened. Vinny came to life. Vinny came to life when he was needed. He was quiet for most of the match before the hydration break, and then after that he was very much present. He was there. There was a opportunity earlier where he tried, but them lock him down. But this time, him get through. Do him classic. Come in, cut, score. Couldn't hold him. That ball was hit with so much force. So when it rippled the net, man, it was a rocket of a goal. So that was very, very good. And then I realized that from that happened, which happened in the 32nd minute, is that Brazil kind of wake up now and the match started to play. and you kind of saw more pressing now happening, and I honestly not sure who's trying to raise a farm. But then after a while, is because a lot of fouls happening. Foul here for every second the ref blow the whistle. It got so annoying at one point, I swear. Every second, you know. I'm exaggerating, of course, but I mean, come on, the amount of time the whistle blow. I don't know. First half, Brazil was dominated. They were dominated by Morocco. Morocco showed up and showed out. The captain was present. He was there. And he did what he had to do. He pushed. And Morocco were very dominant. Second half start. No. Second half started with a few changes. And later in the game, Ancelotti made some changes. And this is when I realized I think I had developed a theory now. Because since now, Ibanez was a makeshift right back because he's actually a centre back. And the actual right back, who's Wesley, was injured. So Ibanez had to take over into that position with Danilo, who is also a centre back, for the right back. Now they took off Ibanez, I think after he got a yellow card. And they took off Casemiro and put on Fabinho, which was a very good because Fabinho is I like to call a sweeper. How we call it? Sweeper. He's just gonna clean you up. You try pass him, he's just gonna make sure that he's just a toe off strength for the centre back them. So those changes that were made were very, very good. I saw more attacking on the right because also now Rafinha seemed to have been lost in the game and we weren't seeing much of him, which is why a lot of the attack was coming from the left. So my theory is that because Danilo wasn't on the field, who was the more experienced right back, being a centre back, he was able to make more runs. Because then now, if you look later in the match, I saw that Danilo kept coming up and he was in the other half. He was in the box and he was making a lot of crosses. So I could see the change and I saw Rafinha even more. And then after that, another change was made. And I don't remember who it was. But then Rafinha took on a central role on the right wing. I think it was Luis Enrique came on the right. So Rafinha went into the middle of the pitch. And then now you saw Brazil becoming a little more fluid in their attack and their play. Still make some mistakes. But, I mean, yeah. It went. After a while, though, you could say that I'm not sure what they were doing. I think they were just playing for the draw after a while. Because nobody, I saw the ball go left, I saw the ball go right. So the ball go left, I saw the ball go right. And it just felt like they were just like, alright, here we draw. It's all good. Let's just draw the match. We'll get a point. I would have dominated the other matches then when I have to play. So it was a good match. It was a good game, relatively. I'm going to look at some of the stats that I was able to grab. It was fairly even in the stats. I was looking at the attacking stats here. So possession was 48-44 Brazil to Morocco. Goal 1-1, of course. Inside penalty area 1, outside the penalty area 1. So this is saying that the goal was scored from inside the penalty area while the other one scored outside, of course. And the assist is 1 and 1. For the attempts on goal, we have 12 for Brazil and 14 for Morocco. On target, there were 5 as opposed to 4. 4 off target as opposed to 3. Inside the penalty area was Brazil as opposed to 9 for Brazil while there was 5 for Morocco. Outside the penalty area we had 3 to 8. So we could see that Morocco made more attempts to shoot from outside the penalty. So they were taking more distance shots. As opposed to Brazil, they were trying to get into the box more, which I think if they had tried to share it up, so because I realized that there's no, I don't think it happens anymore. I don't see much persons doing distance shots anymore. Not like a Lampard, not like a Steven Gerrard. It's not like a Vieira, a Beckham. None of those. There's nobody taking distance kicks anymore. Nobody not shoot from outside. Everybody trying to cut inside the box and shoot from inside the box. Like what McAllister did at Liverpool. Szoboszlai did at Liverpool. Yeah. I think if Brazil had tried more of those, they would have been, I think the goals would have been much more for Brazil. I think Brazil would have won. In terms of distribution, we saw that Brazil had 524 passes. Morocco had 493. Passes completed for Brazil was 457, while that completed for Morocco was 424. Crosses for Brazil is 14, while 12 for Morocco. And the crosses completed were 3 as opposed to just 1 for Morocco. So Brazil had more crosses and they had more completed, as well as their passes and their passes completed. It says that on paper, but it didn't really look like that for the match. Like I said, the first half, Morocco seemed like they dominated, and Morocco kept pressing. They didn't stop. So, like I said, I think both teams just cancel out each other and just be like, yeah, it is what it is. Corners. Brazil had 6 corners, Morocco had none. Free kicks, Brazil had 15. Morocco had 16. So, again, we can say after a while now, this is where we can see that Brazil kept attacking, where Morocco was conceding the corner. So Brazil had a whole total of 6. So Morocco didn't take no corner at all. So this is where you can see that, okay, Brazil was pushing more up in the opposition half and trying to get more plays. So yeah. Overall, Morocco dominated the first half. But after the changes were made by Ancelotti in the second half, we could see a difference in Brazil's attack. So I'm not sure if they're going to make Danilo start the next match as the right back position and don't have on Ibanez and make Fabinho start, or he's going to keep the same tactic. I'm not sure if he may start Igor Thiago as well. He probably should start with Matheus Cunha, because Cunha came on and did well. Because you need some like a flair up front as well. And Cunha did well up there along with the other subs that came on. I can't remember, but you could see the difference in the shape and the play that they made. But overall, good game Morocco coming out of Africa. Good game Brazil. And I look forward to the next match. I look forward to see how these two teams play. And like I said before, I believe they're gonna come out of their group. I expect them to come out of their group. But I'll just say the ball is round. So yeah. If you enjoyed the video, just leave a comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts on this match. Let me hear your thoughts on what you think the other matches will be like. If you think they're going to come out of the group, if you think they're going to flop. Let us see. Like, subscribe if you're new. And thank you for joining again, everyone. And I'll see you on the next one. Until next time, guys. Take care.